Welcome to It Sports and the MKT Show. I'm MKT, the MKT Show. Good to be here. It is Tuesday, international break. Full on depression as a football fan. Oh, terrible, terrible. Don't need international football. What are we talking about today? Where I was right, where I was wrong. I do that every Tuesday. Chuck, listen, you got to stay humble. Guts to stay humble up in this world. So where I was right, where I was wrong, we'll go with that. Talk about Everton. My thoughts on them. I said they'd come top four. How do I feel about that now? James Rodriguez. We'll get into that a little bit. And then I think Tottenham have a big chance now. And I think one of their main players has a chance to dispel any rumors or ill feeling that I've had towards it. This is the season. I think this last game showed us everything. So MKT Show, Gareth Cliff, MKT, Cliff Central, Sport. Let's get into it. Where I was right, where I was wrong. Let's get right into it. What a good show today. Feeling good today. I feel really good. Went for a run. I'm losing that, what we call lockdown weight. Ooh, some of us got that lockdown body, Middle center. For those of you, those who know, Jam Alley back in the day. Middle center for 500 rand and a jukebox. That's a throwback. If you live in South Africa, those who know. V-Mash, shout out to her, R.I.P. Where I was right, where I was wrong. Let's get into it. Listen, rugby, I'm sorry, where I was right. The Tri-Nation sucks. It's going to suck. It sucks. It's basically two teams that are going to be playing trial games. What was the All Black lineup this week? What are we doing? Come on now. The Tri-Nations is not a product that people should be putting out there. Give us more local rugby. Give us more local rugby. New Zealand, give us a higher level content. Maybe bring some of the Australian Super Rugby teams, bring the Argentine teams, the Jaguares. But we don't need this. We don't need this. It's a watered down product. It's disrespectful to fans. People are paying. It's unbelievable that in this economy, you're going to give people a second grade product, right? Without the Springboks, pull the product. I am not a person. I have never and I will never believe something is better than nothing. I will never believe that. Right? If you want mid-range or you're happy to shop at the lower end, great. But no, is anybody paying less for DSTV in this country? For Fox in Australia? For Fox in New Zealand? I don't think so. So what are you giving me with this Tri-Nations product? It sucks. It sucks. I couldn't even bring myself to watch Australia, New Zealand. What am I going to do? Watch New Zealand, Australia for the next 17 weeks until they start this thing? Now, come on, man. Come on, it sucks. And you know what? You need urgency for something to matter, for sport to matter. NFL, you know why it matters? 16 games, every game matters. English Premier League, you know why it's great? Every game matters. Home, away, that's all you get. City, Liverpool, they know that last game, disaster if we lose. We only have one chance to try and claw back that 6-point differential that each game is. Urgency. How many games are we going to watch? Listen, even the All Blacks get boring. I don't want to watch them 15 times a year. Make it precious. Tri-Nations, I'm out. Terrible. Rugby, amateur. Get it together. I'm out. I was dead right. Rugby, international rugby, joke. I was dead right. I'm sorry. There is no arguing against it. I don't care. Listen, Super Rugby Unlocked, which is an awful product. It's an awful product. Is better than what Tri-Nations is going to be. And there is some trash rugby being played. Listen, Super Rugby Unlocked, I've been unable to watch a full 80-minute game. I'm sorry. As much as I love rugby. Come on. Can't do it. Can't do it, won't do it. Stop it. Tri-Nations, get out of here. Where I was wrong. Listen, IPL, I don't watch T20 cricket. Right? I was talking to somebody today at Supersport. If you're not from South Africa, we do have people that watch and they're not from this continent or don't understand what we say when we say multi-choice or Supersport. Talking to somebody today, best ratings they've ever had for IPL. Not as in it's the best cricket ratings. It's the because of COVID. It is the best ratings they have ever had for IPL. Listen, I thought T20 was dead. I thought this product's over. I'm tired. I stopped watching T20 5 years ago. It is getting better and better. And just because I don't like something, people think I'm biased. I'm not biased. Great is great. It's a great product. There's tremendous urgency. And they've got the two things right. Lots of resources, the best talent. Put those next to each other, impossible to fail. I was wrong. IPL, outstanding product. I'm a test guy. I'm strictly test guy. I don't watch one-day cricket. Get that away from me. I call it pajama cricket. Best ratings they have ever had. South Africans love cricket. South Africans love cricket. India loves cricket. Australia loves cricket. Listen, Big Bash, they've all tried. Pakistan have tried to do their thing, right? The Caribbean Premier League's tried. No one, right? Hey, had a word with my mom last night. Gave her a call, and one of her classic sayings: "The copy is never as good as the original." Boy, oh boy, IPL continues to dominate. Quite brilliant. Bollywood magic. Absolutely love it. Great is great. Just because you don't like something, sometimes hold your hands up and go, my God, they've got it right. IPL, I was dead wrong. And I've been told how great this product is. Listen, I'm not going to watch it. But it's awesome. It's a fantastic product. It's good for cricket fans. And to operate in this market and be safe, I mean, I've heard nothing about COVID, and India's had its struggles. I mean, you're talking about 1.5 billion people. You're trying to move teams around a country like that. My goodness. Right? A good 75% of the population lives well below the breadline there. So all sorts of geopolitical and sort of geographical economic challenges to those running the IPL. Like, listen, this is a real thing now. Best ratings ever. Congratulations. In this economy, in this lockdown, trying to operate like this, incredible. Quite incredible. And this isn't my opinion. I was talking to someone very, very high up at SuperSport, who said, you won't believe what the numbers are doing, because she knows my feelings on ODI cricket in general. And she just had to stick that knife in my ribs and twist it. She said they're doing better than ever. So good for you, IPL. Good for you, cricket fans around the globe. Where I was right, Arsenal are not a top 4 club. I know it hurts. And listen, I sound like a broken record. Talent's not enough. It's not Mikel Arteta's fault. They are not a top 4 club. I've said it since the beginning. 3 to 5 years, you've got to give them the window. Saw it on the weekend. You can't listen. Villa beat you on character, not ability. You can't tell me Barkley and Grealish are better than what Arsenal have got in house. No chance. Barkley can't make it at Chelsea. Barkley can't make it into the Chelsea Premier League team. You can't tell me what Arsenal have got going there in Ceballos. He's not Ceballos. Arsenal have a serious problem. They are not a top 4 club, and it's all about the makeup of the club. I said it yesterday. If you watched the show yesterday, they don't have the core to even be a top. Listen, they come top 8, they're doing well. Arteta brings Arsenal into the top 8. They're the same team as last year. You can't expect Thomas Partey to come and change things. Not in 6 months. Too much to change. Bellerin's challenge on Grealish told you everything. Listen, we live in this different time, right? Is that anything masculine, we try and reduce it. Listen, I'm a knucklehead. I don't know anything. I'm not a very sensitive person. The only thing I know, and I understand a little bit of sport. I don't care. Listen, soft power, blah, blah, blah. Listen, you need machismo. You need dudes. To win in sport, in male sport anyway, I'm not going to speak for female sport. I've never played female sport, and I don't consume too much female sport, so I don't know what wins in women's football and women's tennis. Those are all great champions. I don't know what wins there, but let me tell you something. In men's sport, you need machismo. Don't give me be sensitive. Don't give me the soft power. Don't give me nonsense. At the end of the day, no dudes, no win. Arsenal have no dudes. Like, you go to Man City, there's dudes there. You go to Liverpool, listen, like him or not, Fabinho is a guy. That's like, you put him on the field, that's a guy, right? Virgil van Dijk, that is a dude. Bobby Firmino, dude, right? I think every guy knows. If you're a man, I'm speaking strictly from a man's perspective. You know, when we all go to Bry's barbecues out there, you like some guys are just dudes. Like, okay, that's what a man should be. Like, we can redefine the role all we want. Everybody knows what a dude is. Arsenal have 0 of them. 0. No, don't give me Gabriel. He's hit and miss. I've seen first year before. Let's see what he looks like after we get some tape on him. Arsenal, not top 4. I was dead right there. Where I was dead wrong, in the very same game, Aston Villa, I said they'd get relegated this season, and they gave Grealish that new contract. I said that was a big mistake by them. I thought it was a good move to keep him at the club, because then you tie down an asset. But I thought, I've been out on Grealish for a while. It's funny, when listen, obviously I'm nowhere near Jack Grealish's level of play. I am amateur Sunday league footballer compared to him, but I had a little bit of that attitude as well. Liked a bit of a party and a drink when I had my opportunity to play football. And I'm like, oh, I've seen that before. I've seen talent before. I've seen that kind of talent. And I've seen a drink. I've seen a party. I've seen it with a big time attitude. Grealish seems to have knuckled down. They've given him the captaincy and he's perfect for the club. There's no expectation and he can kind of be the lad, right? Yeah, you go to Man United, things have to change. Paul Pogba's learning that very fast. There's no more, it's not enough to be cool. But at Villa, he can be cool. He's the guy. They love him. He can get away with anything. You know, Instagram, I don't love the Instagram and we're drinking on the boat with all my mates. I don't like a laddish behavior when you got to be the captain. To whom much is given, much is expected. Listen, it's time to change once you're the captain. But at Aston Villa, he can get away with anything. They'll protect him. They'll love him. And he's one of their own. I was dead wrong. Aston Villa relegation, not happening. Not happening. And Grealish has stepped up and really stepped into the shoes of being the geezer. And the Brummies love him. He's one of them. Don't go anywhere. Listen, to Grealish, don't try and be happier than happy. You're already where they love you. Listen, do you know how hard it is to be loved? Do you know how hard it is to be loved? Just to be loved. Do you know how hard it is to be loved for who you are? Hey, we're all in relationships here. People say, oh, no, I love you. Oh, no. They love an idea of you that they can change you into. You know, the ideal is love me for who I am, not who you want me to be. Jack Grealish is there already. Aston Villa, tremendous result. And what they've done this year, absolutely brilliant. I was dead wrong. Relegation, not going to happen. Where I was right, listen, N'Golo Kante at defensive midfield, it's the only solution. I don't know what Frank Lampard's been doing since he got there, trying to play him in the number 8 role. It's clunky. It's clunky. You know, you're trying to put a square in a triangle, right? Square in a triangle, no. You can't put round in a square peg. No. Let's not do that. N'Golo Kante, last 3 games, it's been sensational. Because once again, he's got the athleticism. Finally, Lampard can let Reece James and he can, I mean, Chilwell's been unbelievable. You can let both off the leash. Why? Because Jorginho couldn't defend those areas. On counterattacks, Chelsea now can press up high. Doesn't matter if the team breaks beyond that frontline press. Doesn't matter. N'Golo Kante's got you. He's going to foul you. And he's a dude. So you're a baller man. A baller man. Listen, Jorginho, you breeze by. N'Golo Kante, forget it. So I don't know what Lampard's been doing, but he's finally someone. Jody Morris has had a word to say this is what we need. He gives you the dynamism. You must be dynamic in modern day football in that role. You're either controlling the game like Sergio Busquets has done, or Pirlo did, or Xabi Alonso. Jorginho can't do that. You have to babysit him. N'Golo Kante needs no babysitting. He's a guy. He's a dude's dude. It was all happening with him at defensive mid. Plus, he will break the ball up. Right? In football, for those, listen, we all watch football, but the role of the number 6, libero, if you will, in the classic football language, the libero's role is you'd always need to see your side of the football. So coaches will tell you, if you want to play defensive midfield, your role is, obviously the ball is round, is you should always see the half of the ball that your goalkeeper is seeing. Once you're on the other half of the football itself, you're in trouble. N'Golo Kante, quite a brilliant blanket for the back 4. And Kurt Zuma even looks like Maldini now. Prime Maldini. Hey, like that. N'Golo Kante, I was dead right. I don't know what he was doing at the 8. He's a number 6. Where I was wrong. Now, I still believe this guy is the second best striker in the league, but the gap is huge from number 1 to number 2. The gap is enormous from 1 to 2. The great is so rare on this planet. It is so rare, and we're seeing it now at Man City. Man City are learning. Gabriel Jesus is the Brazil number 9. That does not come easy. But he is so far below Sergio Aguero. It's unbelievable. And there isn't another striker like Jesus in the league, by the way. Dynamism, touch strength, and a bit of nastiness. He's quite brilliant. He arcs the run beautifully, can play 1 up front, 2 up front, can play on the left. He's got everything, Jesus, of the modern day forward. And he's the Brazil number 9. Listen, Brazil number 9, I don't care what era you're in, you're a player. You're a guy. Sergio Aguero, though, is from a different planet. And I said 2 days ago, sometimes your value isn't when you're in the room. Listen, we all know when somebody from the office takes leave for 3 months or 3 weeks or 3 days. And you're like, oh, my goodness. Wow. Now there's never paper in the printer, right? Oh, the minutes for the meetings are now a shambles. Oh, no, now we're seeing more of the CEO because a lot of the sales figures aren't getting to the manager because Claire used to take care of everything. But now Claire's been away for 3 weeks, and you're like, oh, that's the stuff that when she's not there, oh no, we go from decent sales team to awful. We go from great sales team to good. Now Claire's been away for 3 weeks. That affects our pipeline. She's doing all the calls. She's doing all the paperwork that you never see her doing, and she's staying an extra hour. That's Sergio Aguero. That's greatness. And now you have to say, Man City without him, Man City without Aguero are a completely different team last season, this season. Just look at it. I mean, he came back for 15 minutes into the room. By the way, Aguero was back for 15 minutes, and they were blowing everyone away. It's a huge, huge gap. I was wrong. Gabriel Jesus, nowhere near ready. By the way, only 23, but still, my God, you forget how great Aguero is. And I forgot. Jesus, nowhere near ready. I was dead wrong there. Where I was right. Listen, this James Rodriguez thing, no good. Everton, no good. That's not going to work. That's timid against Man United. Against a United team that's rocking, you give me that. After the week United have had. No, stop it. And you've had a full week's rest. Top 4, I said. Come on. But I was right. Listen, there's a reason James Rodriguez left Bayern Munich, Real Madrid. There's a reason. We'll talk about James just now. There's a reason. I was dead right. Look, if he's going to hide, forget it. Dead right there. Where I was wrong, Ben Chilwell. I referenced the game last season where Mahrez took him apart. I did. I referenced that and I said, this is a disaster for Chelsea. Tagliafico was available. They could have gone with Reguilon. But I was wrong. Chilwell, the athleticism, and he's got tremendous pace. It's working for Chelsea. They finally got the dynamism. And what's great about Chilwell is he's got a diamond cut of left foot. So it's like having Alonso, really, right? But except he's got the athleticism to get back. So brilliant from Chilwell. The positioning's unbelievable. It's another dimension. And what it gives you, that athleticism, is Chelsea can now really stretch the pitch. What does that do is now the right wing back against Chelsea has to make a decision, because you have to be honest now, especially when Pulisic plays, right? Is you've got to make a real decision. Do I tuck in? Of course, without the ball, for those who don't know, a wing back or a right back's role is you're inside. So your centre back calls you in, you tuck inside. But now you got to say Chilwell's delivery from corners is unbelievable. Delivery out wide is sensational. Is you either leave him to deliver great quality, that's your choice, or you're leaving Pulisic to cut inside, Callum Hudson-Odoi to cut inside, and oh my God, that's a problem. And now Mason Mount making those runs. So Chilwell, game changer. I was wrong, totally wrong on that. I whiffed. Ben Chilwell, probably the best left back in the league so far this season. Not the best left back in the league, because I need a little more sample than 8 games. I think Robertson, you have to be honest, right? Robertson's been 2 seasons. I like to know what I've got over 2 seasons. Chilwell's the best at the moment. ATM. Before Liverpool fans freak out, he's the best at the moment. He's had a sensational start in Chelsea colours. Where I was right. So Liverpool fans have been pushing back at me. I got an email from a Liverpool fan saying, what are you talking about? I said, hey, I like the show, but hey, stop the nonsense about fatigue and we're going to be fine and we're the best team in the league. And what are you talking about? We're different. Listen, let me tell you something. Take it from somebody who failed stats twice. Right? Took me 5 years to do a 3-year degree. So let me just tell you how this thing works. I did stats. Part of my degree was stats. Did it all the way till 3rd year. Stop getting emotional. Everybody thinks they're different. Listen, men lie, women lie, numbers, they don't lie. I've looked at the league since the Premier League has been instated. It's the greatest thing about the Premier League. It's the competition. Teams survive 2 years and they fall off a cliff, especially when they're demanding like Jurgen Klopp. So the Virgil van Dijk thing, I know it's a terrible injury, but it's a part of that cycle. And now you saw Trent Alexander-Arnold. What's happening there? Fabinho, what's happening there? Alisson, what's happening there? The injuries are a natural part of it. What broke the Chelsea dynasty was eventually Chelsea had to bring Ben Ayim in at the back because the injuries. Carvalho started getting injured. Paulo Ferreira started getting injured. Claude Makelele started getting injured in that 3rd season under Mourinho. Because it just happens like that. By the way, when coaches are winning, they never change. It's tough when you're winning to go, all right, let's bring in a new element. This was Fergie's greatness. Move out a year early. But now there's no more time for that. 2 years over. The Liverpool thing's over. Stop giving me, this is a different year. We're in different form. Forget it. It's over. Liverpool won't get 80 points this season. I'll call it now. Not because they don't have the ability, but stats are stats. They've had 2 championship-like seasons. It's over. Plus, you have probably the most demanding football style of the modern era outside of Pep at Barcelona. It's over. I was dead right. Alexander-Arnold's injured now. Don't give me James Milner's going to be good enough. Listen, be honest. You saw as soon as James Milner came on, and I like James Milner, but City were at you and it looked different. Dimension going forward, gone. And James Milner has terrific delivery, but Trent's been on a different level for the last 18 months. It's over. It's over. Fatigue catches up with everyone. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to tell you, but I'm not sorry because I told you at the beginning of the season. And don't tell me it's hindsight, because anybody's watching the show, I told you beginning of the season, fatigue happens to everyone. 2 seasons, over. So, yeah, I was dead right. Liverpool, dead. You're dead. You can try and deny it all you want. And if you think the injuries are bad now, by the way, remember, this is still the comfort honeymoon season. Things tighten up now. Now it's Champions League. Back to back to back to back. And then it's December. By the way, this isn't the tough part of the season, right? From December to early February is the hardest part of the season, because early January or early Feb, what comes back? Champions League again, and you have no time to recover. Christmas, January fixtures, oh dear. The Christmas, January fixtures, oh dear. And by the way, there is no getting fitter in the season. Once you're injured, you're injured. There's no recovering during the season. Liverpool, dead right. Listen, it's over. If Liverpool come top 4, they've done well. I had an email saying, you're crazy. I told you these injuries were coming. No, listen, this email was a great, concise email, long email, like a 3 or 4 scroller. I scrolled on 3 or 4 times. It was riveting stuff from a very, very disgruntled Liverpool fan. But I'm sorry. I didn't foresee this. I understand how statistics works, and I'm dumb. I failed 2 years because of stats, and I failed a couple of other subjects. But it's over. Let it go. If you're a Liverpool fan, let it go. It's okay. This season, reboot. It's happened to everybody. Do your best to stay top 4, because Leicester are serious this season. Everton are not. Leicester are serious. I was dead right. Liverpool are dead. Forget it. Man City, and then whoever wants to play Tottenham, Chelsea. I don't know who else will be next. But Liverpool, top 4, they do well. So at the beginning of the season, I was dead right. Lastly, where I was wrong, I thought Greenwood was ready to play Man United's first team. Because you know why? I'm a fan of football. I made that mistake. I didn't follow my own cardinal rule. Character over talent. And let me tell you, as somebody who's been a troublesome youth myself, and yes, I always use my own example, but I think life is best expressed through your own lived example. Let me tell you something. When I got to, before I went to Watford, I got to Tottenham. First week, signed the contract, landed there, signed a contract. The first night, I was out at a party. First night, literally the first night. From then, it was a mess. It was a mess. And then I made friends with people at the party, and yeah, it was a mess. The problem with party young, party old. Party young, party old. It's not going to get better. And I know people say people change. People don't change. People don't change. Trust me. People do not change. Folks, you are who you are. And the problem is, when you've paid the young man, remember they gave him a 5-year deal. You've paid him now. You've enabled him now. Greenwood now, it's coming out. Now it's a problem with it's sleep, and then the guy's getting late to practice, and then it was COVID. He's only 18. If you can't get him right now before you pay him, if he's not on his best behavior now, my God, imagine. Callum Hudson-Odoi, we're seeing the same thing. When you can't get him right and you're paying him peanuts and chump change, you give him 50 grand a week. It's over. Listen, we all know friends that we have, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. We've all got friends, right? We knew them in our teen years. We knew them in our early years. People don't change. Money doesn't change you. It makes you more of who you are. We all have friends who we had, we all grew up with people. You know who they are at the core, and then they get paid. And you've seen where some people go and others go. Some people stay the same because that's who they are. They're gracious, nice people, humble people. Other people are what you knew them for before. They just do it on another level. Needs a better looking girlfriend now. Needs a new car. Starts to get flashy. Stops spending time with his family, right? We all know friends like this. If you think Greenwood is going to change later, you're so wrong. Because I've seen it. I've been it. Trust me. Listen, Tottenham tried to move me. I went to Watford. It only got worse. Watford tried to move me to Russia. When I got to Russia, listen, I met a guy called Wagner Love who changed my life. We used to, and it went to another level. I was dead. That wasn't their fault. That was me. People don't change. Greenwood, problem. And by the way, not good enough to be that. You're not Ronaldinho. If you want to be the Sky, late to practice, and now there's all sorts of things, the media aren't going to make this much stuff up, especially when you play at Man United. No one's making this up. It's coming from somewhere. It's coming from somewhere, and I thought he was ready. I went against my own rule. Mason Greenwood, not ready, and it's shocking. It's absolutely shocking. You want to say shocking. Callum Hudson-Odoi, Mason Greenwood. I've seen it before. His name's Ravel Morrison. If you're a Man United fan, go and look up Ravel Morrison. One of the best I've ever seen live, by the way. Saw him play live. A friend of mine coaches at the Man United Academy. I've seen Ravel Morrison live. They say he was better than Pogba in under-19s. Never saw him then, but I've seen him play live as an adult. Saw him at West Ham live. I thought, oh my goodness, that's Paul Gascoigne. Character. Greenwood, it's too late. By the way, it's too late. If you're a United fan, it's too late now. They've paid him. The problem is once you pay somebody is that you're enabled. All right, we're okay with this. He's gone. Hudson-Odoi, gone. To me, I'm out on Hudson-Odoi. I'm out on Greenwood because it's too late now. It's too late now. Unless you are Paul Gascoigne talent levels. And there's nobody on earth who thinks Greenwood is at that level. And if he believes that, maybe that's why he thinks he can act like this. But I'm out. And I was wrong. I was dead wrong. I was dead wrong. Listen, hey, plenty of comments here. I see people are having a full go. Let's talk quickly about Everton. And then I'll take the comments and I'll reply to those. Listen, let's go over to Everton. Everton, James Rodriguez obviously got absolutely poleaxed by Man United. Dominated. Had more of the ball, but dominated. But this is, again, it's the same problem as Arsenal. You are who you are. And when things get tough, you'll return to who you are. Because you know what? The champions, you know what makes champion teams, champion fighters? I love boxing. It's not you smashing the other guy in the mouth. Everyone can do that. When things you're comfortable and it's great and we're in a relationship, it's the honeymoon phase and both you're doing well and it's all great. It's all great. The fruit tastes sweeter. Hey, doesn't the seawater smell saltier? It's everything's better. And then things get tough because your mother-in-law gets sick. What happens now? That's when I need character. Not everything's the honeymoon. And for me, that's what Everton are missing. But worst of all, they paid James Rodriguez to take them to the next level. And he's not the guy. He's not the guy. Listen, everybody wants to get in a relationship. A friend of mine once said something that sounds quite crude. When you see a good-looking guy or girl that's single, they've been somebody else's problem. That's why they're single. There's a reason, if you're like me, you're 34 and single, there's something wrong with you. And I know how people cover it up because I'd say it all the time. I like being single. I like being single. Yeah. We all want to be loved. All right, Mr. Single Guy, Miss Single Guy, Miss Independent, Mr. Independent. If you're single, there's a reason. When you get divorced the first time, okay, crazy wife, whatever. You get divorced the second time, okay, she had her baggage. The third time, that's a you problem. There's a reason James Rodriguez was let go by Real Madrid. Real Madrid don't release people unless they want to. Nobody leaves Real Madrid unless we're like, yeah, you're not it. Nobody leaves Bayern Munich. If Bayern Munich wants you, go and ask David Alaba. He wanted to leave 2 years ago, made it murder for him. Toni Kroos to go from Bayern Munich to Real Madrid. They have the most powerful, most unreasonable man in European football. His name is Karl-Heinz Rummenigge, right? They do not let you go. If they don't want you to go, Bayern Munich doesn't let you go. James Rodriguez, 2-year loan, get out of here. In fact, don't let the door hit you on the way out. Everton bought somebody else's reject, and it's never going to work. And this is why. Because you can lie to the media and to the players, flashy goals in 2014 World Cup. Yes, James, we get it. But footballers and the football community knows. There's a reason you had to take a step down. Everton is a step down. Because at the top, guys know who you are. They see you every day. How do you respond to adversity? Clearly, he shrinks. Because James, I don't need you going off against United when we're 2-1 down. Honestly, I don't care about your injury. Everybody's playing with pain. Nobody's at 100% in elite sport. That's when I need James, because that's why we pay record fees for you. I'm out. Everton, I'm out. I said top 4. I'm out. If that's your guy, I'm out. Forget it. That was despicable. And I said it a couple of weeks ago. He's hiding on the right wing when things are tough. They go 2-1 down. You know what I need James to do? He needs to move into... This is where David Silva was great. 2-1 down, trouble. Now, let me get in the middle and let me take control. Everything must be my fault. Everything must be my fault. Whether we win or lose, it's on me now. That's why James is here. It's not for when it's 3-0. When it's 3-0 up, you can have Iwobi running the game. It's when United are pressing up and Bruno is taking over. We need you as James to go and wrestle the game away from United. You can't stand on the right wing and hope they're going to pass you the ball and have a flashy bit of skill every 6 minutes. No. Your touches should increase, and you should go and absorb the pressure in the middle and maybe go stick your foot, because you need to set the tempo. Folks, in corporate, there's a language. When we pay you the most, we expect the most. Sorry, Everton, I was wrong. Sorry, Colo's got to get that right. I don't know what they do. It's too late to pivot now, but sorry. Top 4 with that, and then he's going off when it's 2-1, walking off the field. Listen, let me tell you something. Star players run the league. If James Rodriguez says to Carlo Ancelotti, I am not coming off, Carlo's not taking him off. Yes, there's sports science, and yes, I know he has the foot problem. But if he says, no, I'm going to stay on here, and I'm going to fight for this team, that's why I'm here. Also, you got to win the locker room over. By the way, the dressing room's watching James standing on the right mid. Right? He's basically the coach's son, because we know Carlo Ancelotti took him everywhere. He had him at Real Madrid. He had him at Bayern Munich. By the way, nothing divides a room. Even if you've played high school sport, nobody likes the coach's son. From the beginning, you think you're hated in high school. When you get to the top level, because there nobody cares how cool you are. Will you help us win? And James was brought to help us win. We were told you were going to come here and we were not going to be top 8 fodder anymore, top 10 fodder. You're supposed to be the guy to drive us top 6, top 4. And now you're limping on the right wing. And now Iwobi is going to say, I'm starting on the bench. At least I'm running up and down. What are you doing standing over there? And we're still losing to a bad United team. Now, come on. Everton, I'm out. I'm sorry. If that's your guy, if that's your leader, he's supposed to set the tone. Come on. I'm sorry, Everton, I'm all the way out. I am all the way out. Let's take some comments. And Doggos on my jaws, he's saying, GGMU, go Man United. Love the 2 flame emojis. You got to get the 2 flame emoji. I'm a 3 flame emoji guy, but 2 flame emojis, I like it. I actually like the look of that. It looks, that's all good. Doggos on my jaws. Go Man United, he says. Unbelievable, these Man United guys. Hey, that must be a roller coaster to be a Man United fan right now. Mark Francis says, well, 200 million people from India watched, so of course they would have those numbers. Well, Mark, this is actually analyzing the African numbers. So for those just joining, I was talking earlier about how the IPL is doing fantastically well. So, Mark, those numbers are African numbers. That wasn't India numbers. That was the numbers multi-choice DSTV. So my contact works at DSTV or multi-choice, and she does analysis, digital over the top, which is the direct. So she does the analysis. Yeah. Listen, okay, fair enough. I'll give you that the India numbers. I don't know what those are, but I certainly know that DSTV and multi-choice very, very happy with that. Mark says, more people at home, so I guess one would tune in. I watched a few matches, was really good. SA players did well. Rabada back on form. De Kock in the finals, looking good. Awesome news for the Proteas. Honestly, I did not know that. I have not watched a single ball, not a single highlight. But yeah, Mark, listen, good for the Proteas, good for us, because we're playing England soon. So, hey, you got a South African flag on you. I will support underwater curling. I will watch anything. I'll watch underwater hockey. If you are South African, I will support you. And Dogozama George says, I'm all for T20 cricket. Test cricket is the best, but I simply don't have time for it. Wow. Fair enough. It's not for everyone. I'm getting old as well. You know, I'm old. I have time. I only watch sport. I don't really do anything else. Like, I'm not like one of these people where, get some balance in your life. I don't know the word. Like, I'm watching sport or doing nothing else. Getting a lockdown body. So, Dogoza, I hear you. It's not for everybody, but it's my one. Mark Francis says, my view on Grealish, he is not a top 6 caliber player. 8 goals and 6 assists last season. How the heck is that worth 80 million? Early in the season, and I don't see Villa maintaining their good start. Listen, Mark, that's a fair point. But, my thing is always this. Hey, we all work at companies as well, and we have friends that are at let's say, a mid-sized company, right? And they are killing it. Then they go to a big company. Some people, right? We're all different. Some people need to be told, hey, you're doing well, and affirmation all the time. Then I call that, and I think the common British phrase is big fish, small pond. So some people need to be the big fish. Everyone at the office knows, hey, that's our guy. He's our lead. That's the man. Because when you go from that pond, let's say you go from a smaller bank and you go and work at Rand Merchant, and Investec in our country is you go from being the smartest guy in every room you're in, the best sales guy, you go to Investec, no one cares. We all went to Stanford. We all went to UCT. Everyone's got an MBA. And then you're just another guy. That's really, really hard for people. So I think Grealish is in the best situation for himself. No matter what happens, I think he's in the perfect place because you can see Grealish, the hair, the low cut socks, that old school feel. It doesn't he feel like a Birmingham guy? I don't know if you've ever been to Birmingham, but they call them Brummies. He's just it. When I think of people from Birmingham and that cool they got kind of a cooler than you attitude. And also Birmingham, because it's the second city, for those who don't know, they've got a bit of a chip on their shoulder because people from London look down on people in Birmingham. For those who don't know, Aston Villa's in Birmingham. It's the first club. Hey, if you're a Birmingham City fan, sorry, got to say it. But he just feels like Birmingham. Bit of a chip on his shoulder. It's not London, but it's the next best. He feels and looks like it. Likes a bit of a party. They love to party in Birmingham. Party city. A lot of people from London go and party in Birmingham and then come home. So Jack the lad, he feels like that. Now, can he keep it up? I don't know. Listen, they've certainly gotten better, and I think they've got a real gem at centre back in Konza. By the way, that makes a big difference. I mean, we saw with Liverpool what happened once they got Van Dijk. That changed everything. And I like Douglas Luiz. And I think what's helped Grealish a lot this season is the creative responsibility. Ross Barkley, in all honesty, Ross Barkley's probably a better player than him, a better pedigree, right? As young players, pedigree-wise, I mean, Barkley was an absolute wunderkind at Everton. Now, it didn't work out for him. And there's another example. Barkley, I think, works out big fish, small pond. Tremendous at Everton, disappeared at Chelsea. Because at Chelsea, he's just another guy. Talent's nothing there. Everyone's talented. And it wasn't enough. Barkley didn't have that hunger to compete. But look at him now. Back in a smaller pond, he's the big fish. They pass him the ball all the time. At Chelsea, you're just another cog in the system. Do your job. And every time at Chelsea, he loses the ball. You hear the fans, ooh, ah. At Everton, oh, well, you're our best player. No worries. We'll do the hard work. Jack Grealish, very much benefiting from that. Will Villa maintain the start? Listen, they don't just have Grealish this season. They've got Barkley as well. And Barkley's shown hey, both of us together, let's see how that goes. Now, problem with Barkley. Can he stay fit? Because that'll be crucial, I think, to Grealish's season. Gutlan Kosi says, Jack can't be a lad at a top 6 club. Dele Alli is finding out the hard way. I'll talk Dele Alli tomorrow. By the way, yeah. I have a contact at Tottenham, and that situation is ugly. But I'll talk Dele Alli tomorrow. And by the way, if you've been watching the show since the beginning, I've had my say on Dele Alli. But I'll talk Dele Alli tomorrow. Gutle, unbelievable point. Listen, money doesn't change people. It makes you more of who you are. Don't ever let anybody tell you, oh, money changes people. How many times have you heard people say that? Oh, now he's got money. He's changed. He hasn't changed. She hasn't changed. She's always been that person. But when you get money, because I've always thought of money as this. Money is portable power. All money is power you can put in your pocket. And we know that the best and the worst of people is seen when you have power. I was watching my favorite sort of sports presenter, a guy called Colin Cowherd, and he had a great saying. He said, a mentor of his said, when you've got power, don't flex it. Because people know. If you're powerful, people know. So when you have power, don't use it. Because people already know you're powerful. Don't use it. It's a turn off. It turns people off. Dele Alli. Ugh. You know, the great Sir Alex Ferguson started to say Rio Ferdinand is stop believing the hype. There was a period at 2006, 2007, just before they went on that treble run. He said, stop believing the hype, because Rio started believing the hype. Some stuff, remember, some stuff started coming out in the paper about Rio, and there's a little bit of off-field stuff. Missed that test. We all know that infamous test that he missed or whatever happened. And Fergie said, it's because you're starting to believe your own hype. Folks, when you have power, don't use it. People hate it. It's a turn-off. It's a turn-off. Money doesn't change people. It makes them more of who they are. Dele Alli, rough. And what did I say 2 days ago? If there's one guy where there's no place to hide, and this is why he doesn't like working with young people. Mourinho, what does he do with young people? He eats them for breakfast, chews them out, spits them out. Chews them up, spits them out. Because with young people need to be told it's okay. Like you talk to them differently because they take everything personally. Mourinho says, hey, I don't have time to teach here. Mourinho doesn't have time to teach Dele Alli. Do your job. And that's hard for young people. I remember when I was 20, 25. It's easy for me to say at 34. Young people are sensitive. Mourinho says, I don't have time for that. I'm not here to teach. I'm here to win. I've already done my teaching. You know when Mourinho wanted to do teaching? At Porto. But he's already been to Real Madrid. He's built dynasties at Chelsea. He built a dynasty. He changed the face of Italian football. Mourinho's not here to teach. Dele Alli forgot that. And by the way, Dele Alli, here's a good lesson. Again, big time Charlie. At MK Dons, you were the man. At Tottenham, you're just another guy. They've already had David Ginola. Right? Don't feel like Dele Alli started to believe the hype. They've already had Gaza, by the way. So Ali one season and he thought he was the guy. It's like, no. We've had Darren Anderton. We know what we are as a football club. We've had Tim Sherwood. We've had Gareth Bale. Dele Alli, you're just another guy. But nobody told Dele Alli that. Money does not change people. It makes them like more of who they are. Yeah, so tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. Guhle and course. Hey, Guhle, there's no reason you shouldn't have your own podcast or somewhat. You should be on television, dude. Great point. Jesse Randolph says, yeah, last international break until March. Now things get real. Yeah, international football. I mean, I'll speak about that tomorrow. Jesse Randolph, I mean, unbelievable. Greenwood versus Saka. Who do you think is better right now? It's not close. Saka. It's not close. Because you know what a coach's nightmare is? And in fact, really, you know what a dressing room's nightmare is? This is why leadership's so important. We can all see everyone's talented. If Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea sign you, you're talented. What dressing rooms worry about is when you leave the facility, what are we going to read about you next? Because it's hard enough to win when we keep things in-house. This is why Fergie worked so hard on keeping the media out at Chelsea, right? When you let the media in and you let us down, players have no time for that. Unless you are Ronaldinho, honestly, there are probably 10 or 15 footballers in our time. There are 20 footballers all time where they could literally do what they wanted. It's Saka any day. It's not close because you know why? Is I know with Saka, I've got the whole season. I can rely on him. I can go to bed at night. If I'm the manager, if I'm the general manager, if I'm Arteta, I don't have to sleep with my cell phone under my pillow. Because I'm not worried about a phone call from England telling me the guy's phoning girls in lockdown. Right? That's what we got with Greenwood. I'm not being mean. That happened. That happened. I can't change that. And don't give me you're young. Saka's young as well. To whom much is given, much is expected. Listen, I've been in the experience. It's hard. It's hard being young. It's hard having money. But nobody's a victim. I hate nothing more than victims in life. You're not a victim. Get it together. You understand how this thing works. You're young. That's nobody's problem. You know how it works. And listen, I said earlier, you're either a dude or you're not. Greenwood's starting to show me he's not a dude. He's Ravel Morrison. He's a bit of a pretender. And I'm out on him. Bukayo Saka, love it. Absolutely not close. And by the way, Saka's unbelievable. You know what makes Saka incredible? He's got one of the most difficult things in football to have for a 28-year-old developed footballer at 19. End product. His crossing is like prime Ryan Giggs. The guy's 19. It's like Luis Figo. You look at his quality to go to the byline, and he's a real throwback. He's a genuine winger, stretches the field and goes to the byline. None of this inverted winger nonsense where he cuts inside. I'm going to hug the touchline. I'm going to stop, start, right? I'll take the defender on. I'm going to hit the byline. It's either a corner. It is sensational delivery. Barely ever goes into the keeper's hands. Love Bukayo Saka. It's not close. Sorry, Jesse, that's not even close. That's not even a question. Don't ask me that again. I'm out on Greenwood. Give me character over talent anytime. And even talent-wise, it's really close. They both, in terms of talent, they both are brilliant young players. But then I got the character question. Then, I mean, Saka disappears. Tabo Badi says, do you think Brendan Rodgers will win the league with Leicester? I mean, he is a wonderful human being with great character. Brendan Rodgers' voice. He's got that great northern, it's a Northern Irish accent. Yeah. Old Bodgers, huh? No, he won't win the league. Because Jamie Vardy's 33 now and he gets injured. And unfortunately, I don't like their situation at holding midfield. Mendy, good, not great. And I don't know what I got with Ndidi. So, no. Sorry. Top four. Even top fours, they don't have enough in depth. Because what happens, we've seen, when Maddison's out, what's the replacement? Harvey Barnes. Not it. When Vardy's out, the problem is they're actually still a really one-dimensional team. They haven't really changed that much. It's Vardy over the top, or it's pretty much nothing. Maddison's the only other guy. It's going to take Maddison some time. Nobody else from midfield really gives you goals. Harvey Barnes, hot cold. No, you got to have quality. And remember, December, then we start to see the teams separate themselves. Mark Francis says, Greenwood and Saka, who cares? I mean, really, let's talk soccer, not tat. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my goodness. You know, these Liverpool fans. All right, Mark. I mean, the disrespect. Jesse Randolph says, you know what, Mark? Enjoy it. You guys waited very long, so enjoy it. They did wait 30 years. But anyway, I'm not convinced, Tabo. Leicester tends to have dips, which cost them 3 points more often. That dip's coming. Yeah, I agree there. Mark replying says, Jesse, come on, be real, dude. Saka and Greenwood youngsters have not achieved anything to talk about just yet. So let's have the chat in 5 years. At the moment, they're not lighting up the league. Well said. Totally agree there. Jesse Randolph saying, hey, nobody was convinced the first time Leicester, they won it. It's a weird season. No, it's not that weird, because in that time, everybody was pretty awful from the beginning. It's coming together for everyone now. Chelsea are real. I can't see Leicester resisting Chelsea. It means they'd have to resist Chelsea, City with 5 or 6 still to come back. Liverpool, they'd have to resist Liverpool. They'd have to resist Man United. They'd have to resist a lot more. That season, everyone was awful. Right? Everyone was awful. And remember that season, Leicester had no injuries. I think in that season, I believe they played the same team for the most percentage of games that any team has ever played before in terms of rotation. They never rotated. Plus, they've got, do they have Europa League football this season? So it's a different time. I can't go with you there, Jesse. Jesse says, great keeper as well, Martinez. Yeah, but Jesse, you're biased because you are an Arsenal fan. But he is a good keeper, and he must have been so happy. Singanga saying, that's also because Saka is not a good-looking chap. Oh, wow. I like, he's got those Nigerian genes. I've always been jealous of those Nigerian guys. You know, I'm like, got pretty light skin. I'd like to have a little bit more complexion. Complexion. So you reckon Saka's not good looking, huh? Unbelievable. No one is giving him attention. Of course he is going to behave. Wow. Oh my goodness. Some of the listeners, Singanga 85, saying nobody would ever go near. Oh my God. That is, oh wow. Dude, that is savage. Okay. All right. Well, there you have it, folks. People that would like to have a word, Singanga 85 is saying, Bukayo Saka is not an oil painting. That's why. So what he's saying is Greenwood's on that light skin tip. So Greenwood's got that fade. He's got that lifestyle. All right. So you're saying that light skinned guy is going to get the attention. Unbelievable. Singanga 85. Well, wow. Absolutely savage. All right. Well, let's pivot to the last topic. Last topic. Hey, you know what I hate is victims. I'm not talking about people who are born extremely poor, or you know, some people are born with chemical imbalances. I'm very fortunate to have a medical professional, a psychiatrist as a mother. So I take mental health extremely seriously. And probably more so now that I'm a bit older and have had time to reflect on some of my teachings. I'm not talking about people at the sharp end of life, but I'm talking about people like me, come from a divorced home, but I have two wonderful parents, or where everything's fine. Yeah, where everything's great, actually. I had a great life growing up. Not the richest, but not poor. Always had food, both of my parents, not abusive, great providers, very, very caring. So the environment at home was always conducive for me. I can't speak to other people. I'm just telling you how my life went. I don't want to hear excuses, though. People like me, you have no excuses. There are no excuses. You are not a victim. What am I talking about? Listen, people keep telling me Harry Kane's world class. Okay, Daniel Levy won't spend money. It's not Harry Kane's fault. There's no world-class help. We've never had the manager. Pochettino's never won anything. Juan de Ramos, I always hear excuses for Harry. Okay, then I say, what happened with Leicester? That Claudio Ranieri, who was he? Who was he? They paid £500,000 for Riyad Mahrez. Listen, I don't want to hear any excuses. Over the next 2 seasons, he has a world-class manager. They have spent money. They've still got a prime Gareth Bale. They've got Son, who is top 10 in the world right now. Højbjerg, who's proper. That is proper. Ndombele, they've spent money there, right? They've spent money at right back. Rahilon is, listen, Real Madrid, you're from the Castilla school, you're a proper footballer. I don't want to hear Harry Kane excuses anymore, because all I ever hear is how great he is, 150 goals. I'm out. Stop giving me that, because you know what? I want to win. I don't care about individual awards. Again, we all work in environments where we have one or two people. Fortunately, I don't have this in my company, but I know people. I've worked in places where all they care about is winning themselves, and then the team doesn't hit the sales targets, and nobody gets commission. Oh, yeah, you're great. You're awesome. You're awesome. Listen, the Jose Mourinho cycle is going to last. They're going to have 2 years. They'll have this season, maybe another 2 years. We know how Jose does it. Harry Kane has 2 years, and this will define his career. They've spent money now. Daniel Levy has loosened 50 million. I mean, how many times they spent money now? Right? They spent big money. Bergwijn, they got Ndombele, they've got the young man from Wolves at right back there. Right? So they've spent money. Reguilon, left back. They got a centre back. They spent big money at centre back. So I don't want to hear excuses now. They've got Sanchez. They spent huge money. They went to Ajax and backed up the Brinks truck. Højbjerg's here now. Ndombele's here now. What are the excuses now, Harry? And now you've got Jose Mourinho. You've got a man who's done trebles in 2 countries. I don't want to hear excuses. I don't want to hear Tottenham fans. I don't want to hear football fans telling me, oh, Harry Kane's a mediocre team. He's world class. It's just that the support cost. Stop. Stop it. It's the same criticism I've got of Alan Shearer. That great entertainers team, by the way, Fastiano Sprilla, David Ginola, Keith Gillespie, sensational. Les Ferdinand. It's an unbelievable team. Shearer was me. Shearer wanted all the goals. He wanted all the glory. Mr. Number 9. Great player, Alan Shearer. Stop. Do we win? You know why Aguero is great? You know why Drogba is great? You know why Henry is great? You know why Mane is great? Sadio Mane is great. The goals come and we win. I'm sorry. Listen, if you want to be great, you must have a defining characteristic that separates you from everyone else. Because anyone's scoring goals. Danny Ings is scoring goals. I saw BT score 30 goals in a Premier League season. I saw Kevin Phillips get over 25 goals in a season. So it's possible for anybody to get 25 goals in a season. I've seen it before. I've seen Harry Kane before. I've seen it. Jermaine Defoe was getting you 20 goals a season, no problem. I've seen it. But can you take me to the next level? And you know what the great ones do? Whether in our personal lives or in sport, and sport is a great example of this. Can you take a dressing room of men and cross the Rubicon? Right? Because lots of people are talented. Lots of people are very good. Let me give you an example. Karim Benzema right now at Real Madrid is being shown up for everything he is not. Because when he had Ronaldo and Bale, he didn't have to do anything. Right? Just be there to kind of be a cog in the system. Now you are the system because Bale's gone, Ronaldo's gone. Now what? Now what? Where are the goals now? Where's the hold-up play now? Because now you need to pull Vinicius up, right? Now Isco, that's your responsibility. Now what? Folks, if you want to be great, and this word of world class is overused, Harry, it's not enough to get goals. It's not enough to get goals. Aubameyang, it's not enough just to get goals. You're very, very good. Yes. Yes, you're very good. Yes, the numbers look nice. But hey, let me tell you one way to get a sales team to hate you or people at work to hate you. You're doing well and the boss thinks you're great and you never hand in your paperwork. You're doing well and you think you don't have to come to the team building because your personal numbers are good, but we never hit the team targets. And you're too big to come to the team building. That's one way to get people to despise you. Harry Kane, get it together. Take the team with you. That's greatness. Getting lots of goals is good. It's very good. It's very good. And the media will talk. I haven't heard a single person. There's not one great who has come out and said, "Oh, Harry Kane." Tim Sherwood will say it. You know why Tim Sherwood will say it? He loves Tottenham. He's a Tottenham guy. He was the captain of Tottenham. But stop. And outside of Britain, nobody thinks Harry Kane's the guy. Otherwise, Real Madrid would have come by now. Barcelona would have come by Munich. Give me Lewandowski anytime. Give me Lewandowski. It's not even close. Benzema now is being exposed. And now, what I love about Jose Mourinho is Mourinho will give you nowhere to hide because you know what he'll do is now the defense will be great. So now you're going to have no excuses. The game will always be there for you to win. The season will always be there to win. Mourinho's got the system. I don't want to hear excuses anymore for Harry Kane. I'm sick and tired of they're not spending money. Money's being spent. And now you've got prime Bale, by the way. Now you've got cutting edge. Because Son is real. I don't care. Even if you support Arsenal, you've got to admit, Son would make any team in the world right now. From Barcelona, Real Madrid, Gnabry can step out the way for Son. I'm sorry. Son is for real. Kane. Now, Harry Kane now has no responsibility at all besides to go and lead. Now you don't even need to don't worry about getting all the goals. Go and lead the team. Go and tell the team when things are unacceptable. And let's see how it goes. I'm not backing him because I think there's a few holes in his game. And I don't think he should be the captain. By the way, being the best player and being captain is very high school. But we'll see. If you're a Tottenham fan, prove me wrong. Over the next 2 seasons, Harry Kane has no excuses. Show me what you got. And then I'll call you world class. I've seen Drogba. I've seen Henry. I've seen Andy Cole. I've seen them take teams to the promised land. And I've seen them do different. With talent. And sometimes with no talent. I saw Robin van Persie go from Arsenal to Man United to one of the worst Man United teams ever. There's no way United should have won that 2013 season. Be honest with yourselves. Robin van Persie, first season, goes there, 20 goals. Thank you very much. And Van Persie, we know that character is, I will not accept losing. I've been doing it too long at Arsenal. 1 season. It took Robin van Persie 1 season to go to Man United. Unacceptable, gentlemen. I'm here now. Put me up front. Wayne Rooney, you get to the number 10 role. Just pass me the ball. And, good night, nurse. That left foot, that diamond cut of a left foot. I mean, that last season, if you're a United fan, how did you win that? You had an aging era. Everyone was old. You know who you had? You had Van Persie, and it was unacceptable. And Arsenal, by the way, obviously lost Van Persie that season. He was your top goal scorer the previous season, but that was a captain. Van Persie was a captain. It was unacceptable to lose. He was a leader. And forget about captain. He was a leader of men. People will call him cocky, but listen, when you're great, you must be demanding. Stop this thing of, don't be demanding. It's hard on people. If you don't want to work at demanding places and win, right? This is why I say sport for me. I love sport. I love hyper masculine environments. I'm an aggressive person. I like to win. I like to be world class or at least close to it. I want to win. Don't give me something is better than nothing. And Harry Kane gives me something is better than nothing. I'm afraid not. And there's a great saying in sport: winners win, losers lose. To be great, to be world class, you must win. I don't care about individual awards. Individual awards are for children. They're for children. Real men, real champions, the greats, make sure the team wins. Harry Kane. TikTok. By the way, the injuries are piling up on Harry Kane as well. So, TikTok. if you want to be considered world class. Not for me. Not for me. Love to know what people think if you're a Spurs fan. Hey, before we go, give us the thumbs up. It really helps the algorithm. Some great comments tonight. Can't believe who was it just now? Singanga saying Bukayo Saka, no good, huh? He's not good looking. He's no Idris Elba, you're saying, huh? Savage. Hey, listen, constructive feedback. Listen, as somebody who's never been an oil painting myself, I feel his pain. But listen, we are who we are. We are who we are. So to all of you good-looking people out there, good for you. I'm so happy for you. Let's finish up on this. Mark Francis says, I know you are single. Talking too much. Girls like a listener. Okay, Mark Francis. Listen, I can only grow from that kind of feedback. All right. All right. So I need to listen better, huh? Active listening. Mark Francis says, there's nothing I can do about my ugly face, but maybe if I'm a better listener, Mark, I think that's the advice you're saying. And that's fair enough. Fair enough. Let me take that feedback. Now, I don't know if that's for me or Singanga, but I'll take that on. I am single and I need to listen better. Mark Francis says, hey, shut your big mouth and listen. Maybe you'll have a chance with a partner and you'll make yourself lovable. Mark, I love that. I mean, it hurts my feelings, but listen, let's not be in a world where just because you're offended, you think you're right. I'm not right. Mark Francis is dead right. I need to listen better and stop blabbering. But for tonight, Mark and everybody, and Singanga, the oil painting, that is Singanga85, Nkosi. Great comments, guys. Thank you so much. By the way, this is not possible without you. And I've been saying it for a while now. We are working on something in the background, and we will certainly get back to you. And we are always engaging with people. By the way, sport@cliffcentral.com. We're trying to make it a show where we can take South Africa to the continent and ultimately to the globe. We want to make a world-class show. And when it's people like you, and the feedback I've had has been awesome. But by the way, it's not just about good feedback, because we don't want to be local class, right? We want to be world-class. South Africa is a place, and I believe we are in a space. And when we have people like you guys, you watch what's happening in America, you watch what's happening in the United Kingdom. Why can't we do world-class here? Has always been my thing. So my aim is not just to represent South Africa as us and keep the market small. Let's take it to Africa. Let's take it to the world. And without you guys, it's impossible. It's impossible. We're working on things in the background. But if you have suggestions, by the way, if you're in the digital space, you have suggestions, I'm more than open to it. Criticism, whatever it may be. Number one, push the like button, push us up the algorithm. But whatever it may be, sport@cliffcentral.com. Otherwise, I am MKT Inspires on all social media @MKT Inspires. Hit me up. I will certainly hit you up. You could have been anywhere with anybody tonight. You chose to be with me. I'm MKT. That is Gareth Cliff. This is Cliff Central Sport, by the way, the MKT Show. Folks, for tonight, we are the hell out of here.